Hello, you sexy human souls. Welcome to Center of Light Foundation. You're the tribe. We are the nation. And in this place comes exaltation and all those words that are Asians. Good to see you. Tonight, I have a program for you that I wanted to do a few days ago, and I woke up from a pretty amazing dream last night to come to this experience of doing this, sharing with you. Let me look at something real quick. And there we go. I gotta check something. I think my lights are lit. They are a little dark. Let's bump them up a little bit. New technology, new technology. I think that might do it. Give me a second. Working out. Always new stuff. There we go. A lot better. I have to do this while I'm live. My apologies. Yes, sir. All right, let's get down to some beeswax. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Share this where you can. Pray this where you can. Care this where you can. Where can you? Tonight, we're going to be speaking about choice. Your life is a choice. It's always a choice. So what came to me this morning was to fashion this presentation. Hello, Dana Trotter. Hello, KK. To do this presentation about not only choice, but 2023 is the time to get right with baby Jesus. Choice. What choice is that? To get with the program or not? To move forward or get left behind? To move forward or get left behind? People are always blasting people on social media. You're going to get left behind. Well, Keith, no harm, no foul. Okay. I got to find something is not right, and it's throwing me off. No harm, no foul, right? Wrong. It's completely wrong. People everywhere are bashing people, and it's going to get louder. So that leaves us with a choice. I'm just feeling a little off right now. Give me a second, I'll fall in. So until I do that, I'm going to make a couple of adjustments, a couple of announcements. If you are a follower of Center of Light Foundation, thank you. Center of Light Creations, if you're interested in any of the things that I brought forth, use the QR code, scan it with your phone, it'll take you to the store. You can buy my ebooks really cheap, my bestsellers for $2.99 versus $9.99. We're not going to say where because I can't do that. Coffee mugs, sweatpants, sports bras, what do you call these things? Tumblers, and the like. A whole bunch of really cool stuff with these two logos, one on top of the other. If you want to help Center of Light Foundation grow, tithe, donate to Center of Light Foundation, QR code, scan with your phone, contribute. This is where we are. We are in the space of contributing, offering our life. If this is the way of the Christ, and we are in the period, time, no time, space of the Christ return of, then we need to be as the one of love itself. So it's about giving, giving, giving. Giving. And it doesn't mean money. It can. Someone on the side of the road, you had a red light and they're holding up a sign. Send them a smile. Om Sri Saram Guru Deva Datta. Jesus bless his beautiful soul. That is tithing. There are different levels of tithing, and that all depends on you and how you choose to do just that. Center of Light Foundation. I went up another rung of the ladder today. I mean, this has been happening for 6 months. I get it. Keith, you always say, well, it takes a long time. This is pretty deep stuff, and it's pretty in depth. If you want to find Center of Light Foundation on Roku, which is on every TV, just about every TV around the world, go to Roku. Actually, go to your home screen, not Roku, your home screen where all the tiles are. ESPN, Roku itself, Hulu, Netflix, where all the tiles are. Scroll down and you'll see streaming channels. Click streaming channels or remote streaming channels. It'll take you to another screen. There's a little purple tile right here. It says search channels, Center of Light Foundation. When you get there, you'll see it. Add Center of Light Foundation to your list. Give me an awesome review so that you can do what is due, and which is to tithe. We have a choice to make. This is the year of our Lord 2023. 2 and 2 is 4 and 3 is 7. The Christed number. There you have it. So we're in a pretty tight or potential amazing situation for betterment for ourselves and the reason we are here, for others. Om Sri Sai Ram Guru Deva Datta, bless this platform eternally. Amen. Are you conscious of your speaking? If not, then you're just talking. When you pray to God for yourself, be willing to fall into your ignorance to be found in the truth. When you find your true self in loneliness, you will never be alone again. Tonight is Center of Light choice. Problem or solution? People who live in the problem side of tonight's presentation are unconscious to whatever degree that they are a problem to the system, situation, humanity. They are unconscious. SOULution, instead of solution, wordplay, SOULution, you are conscious. Congratulations. Solution, not solution, but solution can be seen as simply not being a part of the problem. I'm part of the solution. I'm not efforting outside of my norm, but at least I'm not jacking with other people. I'm not part of the problem, I'm part of the solution. You're part of it. While soul, S-O-U-L, while SOULution can be seen as not only being a part of the problem, but helping others, which is a portal to the SOULution, to the solution. You may say, Keith, those less fortunate people. Who are those less fortunate people? This is a word I'm using to describe this idea. You may say, Keith, those less fortunate people, any class of people, people who are overweight, people who look differently, people who have a different lifestyle than you, that includes homosexuality, gay, transgenderism, or even politics. You may say, Keith, those less fortunate people that I make fun of on social media, they will never find out that I did so. So no harm, no foul, right? And I say absolutely wrong, because it's not about them. It's about you. It's about you, and if you are not helping yourself to be a part of the unifying program and having others pull your unhealed emotional weight, then you are part of the problem. And the wheat will be separated from the chaff. Energies are dividing. Energies are coming together. Are you coming together, or are you dividing yourself from this idea, this model I am bringing forth? The window is widening for those who are conscious to whatever level and to whatever depth they can be. And for those who are not, Same on the flip, to whatever level they can't be, the window is closing exponentially. It's important you remember this. From this day forth, onward, forever. Many people are not going to make the cut, the final cut. They're not going to make the unifying team, Team Yanava, Team Foundation. And it's going to pull you into the situation as well as your loved one who is submersed in, because you love them and you want to go at least help them. But remember, trying to save a drowning person, if you drown yourself, does no one any good, especially yourself. As you look out and about in social media everywhere, you can see hate is spewing its unconscious guts everywhere. Those who jack around with others will see their life get further and further into nonsense. So much so, they can lose themselves completely. No joke, completely. Because the nonsense or the belief or the models one has about how they think things should be, the more it goes awry, it does not become how they think things should be, the more they're going to plummet into the unconsciously of, why is it not this way? And they're going to continue bashing transgenders, homosexual people, left, right, political, Republican, Democrat, all this. Hello, Dana. She says, your words are amazing. Oh, you're lovely, dear. Thank you for your kindness and support. So is it our duty, obligation, when I say duty, D-U-T-Y, but also D-O-O-D-I-E, is it our duty, our own crap, when we don't step in and say, hey, shh, how is what you just said anywhere congruent and support of heaven on earth as a prophecy? How does you saying something about whatever his name is, Paul Pelosi, whatever his name is, getting hit in the head with a hammer in his underwear? If it's even true, it doesn't matter if it's true. Hello, Kelly Bird. You're never late, dear. You're right on time. Whether such political agendas or truth being told, even if that's true or not, that is not the point. The point is, it's about you and your maker shaking hands in a covenant. I've seen the posts, I've seen a few of them. Safe from running around in my underwear and getting smashed in the head with a hammer. Where does that go? It destroys the light. It diminishes the light of your soul that so wants to come through with such a simple, it's truly hateful. Forgiveness happens in the moment because it's about you and your evolution eternally. So casting people into the lake of fire when you are no higher than yourself is hypocritical. It's detrimental. Do we have the obligation? Should we stand up and say, you need to sit down and be quiet? The adults are talking. I understand you have people you love a lot. If you really love them, along with everyone else in your life, maybe it's time for that sit down, the adults are talking speech. Talk. It hurts me. I know it hurts many of you. Some of them in this room, it hurts me when I see people's heart get crushed. People who don't look like you. They may be disformed. We call it disformed. It's not disformed. It's beautiful. It's perfect as it should be. I have a friend of mine who has a daughter who is pretty much to the hilt an invalid. She just has a consciousness and makes a few grunts and sounds here and there. And he feels so horrible for his daughter. And I feel that with him. And he wants the situation to be better, like we would all want said situation to be better. How does he know? How do we know that that person that we're trying to pray our life sentence for, who we call said invalid, or whatever situation they may be in, what if they're living in the greatest degree of bliss, being immobile? People like Swamiji, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Sai Baba, all these beings, they're not interested in the body. They're in the body for us. So they're in the bliss. So if this person of my friend's daughter is, just because this being cannot move around, she always has a smile on her face. Who knows what she is smiling about? And so, regardless, we throw daggers. And the daggers that we throw are aimed at someone's heart who you feel have wronged you. When you was a kid, someone did something. So now now what happens in your life reminds you of, unconsciously, of what happened to you as a kid. And you want to pay those people all those years ago back through the person you're trying to throw the dagger at. Now, your political system is not working for you. So you want to throw the daggers at all the candidates, either side. You can run, my friend. You can never hide. Because wherever you go, you are. And God is there as well. God not as something separate from you, but as an ideal that we all hope to move to and move through ourselves to get to be with. So no matter where we go, presence surrounds us. It will profound us. It will compound us. And if we find ourselves judging, is using the word judgment is a great way to always be on point. Am I judging someone right now because they're fat? And you make a joke, ha, and we try to disguise it with humor. Because we try to disguise that it's not humorous at all. Because it's not funny. People hurt. People are sensitive. I know. I grew up with a sister who was confined to a wheelchair. It ain't funny at all. And I am going to make it my mission that when I see posts from this day forth, as I have been, how does this serve the collective? Why are you doing this? What's your agenda? Why can't you just see something different than you? Appreciate it for its uniqueness, snowflake, fingerprint, and simply move on. You are either part of the problem or part of the solution. The SOULution. Catch yourself being a part of the problem by going unconscious. Well, Keith, if I go unconscious, how am I going to catch myself? Me having this talk with you right now will remind you. Om Sri Saram, Guru Devadatta. And your conscience will find you. And it will itself remind you yet again to not go yet again into the unconscious spin that you've been in. 2023 is the year to get right with your Lord, because the window is widening and it's also shrinking. The door is opening and it's also shutting. Are you shutting yourself off to the possibility that has never happened since the beginning of time, which never started? Are you? If you're such a one taking in this message and you like poking around and poking fun at other people, the current can get so strong it will pull you into it to make you believe that you have it can make you believe that you even have even more of a reason to be hurtful at those who are simply just being themselves, who you deem as hurting you, which is not true. Where we are, I believe, is truly about forgiveness of the past, the present, and the potential future, which is all here now. It's here now in the form of forgiveness. Are you a forgiving one? You may be in your mess for a little while because they wronged you and it hurts and you're mad. Feel wrong, be hurt, get mad, and then put it aside. It's human to process human emotions. You are not your emotions. You are not your thoughts. More so, you are your feeling. Keith, is emotion and feeling the same thing? It comes through the same vehicle, but they're not the same. Emotion is reaction. Feeling is conscious action. I'm in the place where I can feel myself. Emotion is simply just acting out. Hello, beautiful Elaine Leonard. Emotion is acting out. Even if you're happy, someone does something, and you act out, oh, wow, fantastic. Better it is than acting out negatively, but it's still an acting out. Being in feeling means being with yourself. And there's no rhyme or reason. No better season than the present moment to be in the space of absolute pleasing yourself with feeling. And it's not something you create. Feeling, it's an umbrella word, but in this way, feeling is not something you create. Feeling is something that simply is because you are. Feeling is something that simply is because you are. And in your are-ness, hello, beautiful LaDonna, I felt you come in. Listen, I'm human, at least for now. This election season, you will see people who you thought, and maybe even saw it previous times in their life, they were absolutely conscious. But Spirit has grace and a gift for us, which is to put us in ever expansion mode, which can, and more likely so than not, will throw us into unconsciousness, only so we can do the work and become conscious of the said experience, so we can expand. People you know, love, close to you, they bite on the political carrot. I'm using the political carrot for a reason, because it seems most relevant right now in the world, and everyone understands it. But this applies to any area of your life. When the carrot dangles in front of your nose, you like carrots, you're a vegetarian, or whatever you are, you just like carrots. And it seems to help you propel forward. Well, what is holding that carrot dangling in front of your face? It's a hook. It's a fish hook. It's holding the carrot. You bite the carrot, you'd be okay. But now there's a hook involved. And you get grabbed by the cheek and by the lip, and your head's going to spin, and your head's going to turn, and things are going to begin to manifest potentially in your life that will bring you so deep into strife, you're going to feel even more justified to act out. This is going so awry, I have to stand up for something. I get it. Stand under something. Stand in something. Stand, period. Just stand. You don't need a reason to stand up for something. Because when you erect and balance and right yourself and stand up, because that's what you are, I'm standing up. I am taking my posture and erecting myself. You are standing under something. You're standing up for something. You are completely simply just standing up. That is enough. Now, with such an upright posture and a strong backbone, now you can take conscious action. Satisfaction. Guaranteed. No questions asked. 30-day money back. You don't even need the guarantee, because I guarantee you here now, this is what is going to transpire. You can only reach so deep into the water for your loved one before you get pulled in yourself and begin to drown. You may be a good swimmer, no matter how conscious you think you are in the political arena, because it's going to get loud. Well, Keith, I'm conscious. I can step in that arena and come out. Conscious people, lifeguards, do drown. Surfers do drown. I can surf. I've been doing it for 25 years. And they go surf Hawaii and African coast, Australia. And they've been doing it 25 years. Surfers do drown because the current of the ocean is so strong, and they get hit by such rogue waves, and they get tossed asunder, turn and tumble. The analogy is applicable. When a wave of whatever you think you're standing for is rogue, rip currents will rip you apart and drag you out into sea unconsciously. This is new to all of us. Nothing is like this has ever happened before, ever, except to the people, the beings who became masters. Hello, Melinda. Kelly Bird says felicity. What's what I'm looking for? Phonetic. Felicity. Noun. Intense happiness. Domestic felicity. Synonyms: happiness, joy, joyful, joyfulness, joyousness, rapture, bliss, euphoria. She says felicity is her new favorite word. So no matter how confident you are about jumping even out of an airplane, you are a master skydiving teacher. Your chute can still potentially not open. So you must be careful. How do I be careful in such a way? You care fully for other people. It's your parachute that will open every time. It'll always open a dime. Always. I strongly suggest that you can choose not to believe that you are so in your current flow, your might, as you try to help someone in their desperate plight. Always help. Be willing to die if that's what it takes. That is a Christed act. But if your dying on any level does not serve the person you are dying for, what's the point? See, Jesus, Christ, Horus, many others, they didn't die just for the sake of dying. It would have had no point. It would have fallen on deaf ears for all of humanity. But they knew that in this sacrificial rite, everything would come together nice and tight. And it affected generations after generation after generation after generation of people. And we still walk the path. Well, the path is getting equally as bright, but equally it's dimming. You can't keep skimming off the top. That shoe is going to drop. You don't want to be wearing that shoe. I suggest you look at those around you as a model for you to step back. Wow, I never thought this loved one of mine would become that person. Remind yourself in your viewing of said person. Hello, ER. Remind yourself, what you're seeing can be you. What you're seeing potentially looks like you. ER says, hey, thank you for all that you do. God bless you, dear. I love you. I was wondering if you could do a presentation on sacred secretion, if that vibes with you. I'm looking for all the advice I can get on the matter. Look up, I understand sacred secretion. I can do my research, and yes, I can do a presentation on that. But ER, if you would, look on YouTube for Seek Vision. Maybe we met through her, but if you don't know about her, her name is Kelly Marie Kerr, Kerr, Seek Vision, Kelly-Marie Kerr. She's huge on it. You will love her. So tonight we're speaking about choice, problem, or solution. Well, I don't think I'm part of the problem. That very well could be any unconscious aspect of ourselves. And until we explore and examine it, you're welcome, dear. You're welcome. Until we explore what can potentially be an unconscious aspect of ourselves, that door will open up to that aspect of yourself. Don't ignore the elephant in the room, because it can become very relevant. This is not doom and gloom. This is something about contrast. You want to see more of what you are, you look at what's happening where you do not really wish to be, but it requires to be conscious and consciously make those choices to have your life unfold. This is where we are. We are standing on the hyperfertile field, on the hyperfertile ground of God. Yes, you can have whatever you want. Well, I would like to stay unconscious and cause myself a whole bunch of trouble. Oh, you want more of that? I'll give you twice as much on the double. And every day, every week, every month, every year, this thing's going to turn within itself and explode into a conflagration, which means a destructive fire, but also a creation bonfire kind of thing. And they coexist together. And in between these two extremes, put them together, this is called prayer. It's called namaskar. And it's where you are. And when you find yourself where you truly dwell and reside, nothing about you is going to hide. That which is illumined and that which isn't. And you ride from master, from peasant. Tonight is center of light choice, problem or SOULution. Not being a part of the problem means I'm simply just, I don't cause trouble for anyone. Fantastic. But if you have any unhealed emotional issues and you need those who live in the SOULution to pull your unhealed, unconscious weight, you are part of the problem, unconsciously. But don't worry, for those who are pulling said people's weight, people pull mine. For those people who are pulling unhealed emotional people's weight, the system will correct itself. Because said beings will no longer be able to be vibratory, cohesive with such an alignment. This is why I said it's important to help as much as you can, when you can. Other than that, you have to know when to let your loved ones, anyone go. Everyone has a choice to make. Either choice they make, it's beautiful. This dance unfolds like a flower forever. Flowers come in season, perennials, and they die for a year. Or annuals, rather. So these eons of time are constantly turning over, given all the possibility and the chance to simply become part of the SOULution for whatever incarnation they're in. The problem, unconsciousness. You may not be causing trouble for other people, but your unconsciousness is part of not only your problem, but everyone else who's doing everything they can to lead the way. That also includes those people who are sometimes unconscious. I understand you may be one and doing everything you can to not be a part of the problem. This is where the spiritual work lies. And that's the truth. The truth lies in yourself. Making fun of people, calling them fat. I marked myself safe today from Paul Pelosi getting hit in the head with a hammer. You should be ashamed of yourself. Really, you should. Making fun of transgender people. People just like you. Beautiful people in their individuality. Trying to do the best with what they have or what they can do and how they know to do it. There's something that is a strong drive in people like transgenderism. There's such a strong drive, there's no way they cannot become that. What is that drive? It's only one source of life, and it lives in every human being. And if it brings anyone joy to be exactly how they are and they're not hurting anyone, leave them alone. Do it in front of me, and I will call you out. It's our duty to do so, especially when it comes to something like racism. We need to, you need to shut your mouth. We all have a choice, and this is where we are.
Remember that all things
possible. You must choose to be accountable, responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
rise above and look at your life, and you see the life you live, can you be surprised that it all turned out this way and not the way you planned? It's about what you know and what you understand. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Learn to follow that inner voice inside. That's the one that's telling you not to run and hide. See what your life could be when you visualize. It's about what you choose that you'll realize. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Now it's time for you to plan out your life, seeing what you do by your own design. It's all up to you to make it what you can. It's of your own free will. What don't you understand? Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Make a choice.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Tonight we're speaking about your life's a choice. You're part of the problem, you're part of the solution. Like the band Rush, if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Not choosing is a choice. Eventually. This is how crucial it is that you begin to monitor your thoughts, your emotions, transmute your emotions into feelings by purifying your thoughts. Because eventually, you ready for this? Eventually, all that's going to be left, if you choose not to decide, is what's going to happen in the end is the yin-yang balance. And we're living our lives through these two poles, or are we not? You do beautiful things for people, you live on the light pole, and you got a little bit of black circle. Vice versa, when you do something terrible that hurts people, you're living in your darkness, you got a little bit of white circle because there's your potential light to be that good person you are on the other side of the spectrum. Help erect them. Unconscious choice will lead you so far into the perspective and the spectrum of what you have been choosing unconsciously to where there is no return. I don't mean hell. Hell is your life gone wrong on any level. Ask someone who lost a child. It has nothing to do about the afterlife. It has to do about the life you're experiencing. Likewise with heaven. It has nothing to do about the afterlife. It has to do about the life you're living. And the life we're living is either going to be one of a heavenly nature or one of a hellish nature. because we will not know how to handle the monster that immediately manifested itself simply because the power is beginning to push. I would like to take this time to share with you, when I woke up this morning, I started doing some work. So tonight is choice, problem or SOULution. So solution, you made a play on words, SOULution, lution. Then I started thinking about the where words are derived from in etymology. And I did some research on the suffix called lution, SOULution, evolution, revolution, resolution, constitution. Lution, gets really cool. Remember, problems come from people who are unconscious. SOULution come from people who are conscious. Thank you, Dana, for posting this today. The next time you see someone enjoying something that isn't hurting anyone, that's not your cup of tea, instead of saying something negative, train yourself to think to yourself, I am glad they are happy, and carry on with your life. Thank you, Nikki Perkins. In fact, this is what modeled this presentation, her meme. Love is the solution. Lution. Meditation is the SOULution. Forgiveness is the SOULution. Consciousness is the solution. A small act of kindness is the solution. Realizing our power is the solution, that is consciousness. Same power that happens through unconsciousness, one would just get either result. Taking deliberate, conscious action is the solution. You are the solution. Here is where I wanted to go with lution in the etymology and the origin of words. Lution, family history. Historically, surnames evolved as a way to sort people, categorize people. Conscious, unconscious, semi-conscious, almost conscious, completely gone. Into groups by occupation, place of origin, lifestyle, transgenderism, gay, overweight, political, this, that, the other, clan of affiliation, patronage, parentage, adoption, and even physical characteristics like red hair. Many of the modern surnames in the dictionary can be traced back to Britain and Ireland. Okay, so that's irrelevant. So more about lution. Check this out for numerology. So the point of this aspect of the presentation is because what we are doing as this etymology or this numerology and or the origins of words, or we are literally choosing or simply not choosing to decide, but we have still made a choice. We're going to be placed in categories. We understand categories. We understand genres. When we watch TV, we're going to go watch a comedy tonight. It's under the genre of comedy or drama. Well, reality as we know it is either a drama or it's a comedy. Either way, the joke is on us. So in this, continuing on with the word lution in numerology, heart's desire, number 9. There is no number greater than 9. Well, Keith, in there 10, 11, 12, no, there's no number greater than 9. These are repetitions and different configurations of 9, which is the highest number, which is the number of the divine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You add all these numbers together to come out to 10. And the final digit is 1. So we have 9. We grew from being born on earth. God is the nothing, where everything comes from. And we become one individual. Then we start learning the world is separate from ourselves when our parents say, when we're children, don't touch that. So now it becomes, I thought this was all me as to why I thought I could touch that expensive thing on the coffee table. And when they slap your hand and say no, separation and division, divisiveness begins to happen. 2, 3, the Trinity comes into play and rectifies, balances out, mends the the duality. 4 is power. That's when we become consciously aware. And all these numbers and these gradations to the numerical alphabet, if you will, ends up at 9. The number which is the wholeness, the completion. Unity, like a ring. Circle within a circle within a circle. On forever it will go. For the number 1, those who live in Lucian, SOULution. You are a natural leader. Though you have followed leaders, you become a leader yourself. You are a natural leader, independent, yet still individualistic. You're extremely ambitious because you have the fire of God in your heart. There's a fire lit under your ass. It's a divine fire. And you can't help but moving, or it will burn you. Same analogy is applicable. Peter Coyle, what's up, my brother? In Ireland. You employ new and unproven methods. Being a part of the Lucian, SOULution. You're an explorer and an innovator. You are. Well, Keith, I don't know. Whatever it is that you love to do, and you know God darn well that you're good at it, you are an innovator. But the question, I think, becomes, are you an explorer of those things that you love and don't feel you deserve it, can't become abundant because of it? Then you're just a dabbler. But if you're truly an explorer, you become self-reliant, confident, and energetic. Inner analysis of illusion by heart number 9, the divine. You want to be of service to the world. Tonight is center of light choice. You're part of the problem or the solution. It's really up to you. Become the Lucian. Become congruent with your numbers that you count. Not only count as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that you count it because you matter. I count. You want to be when we realize that I count, it becomes effortless. We realize that everyone else counts and everyone else matters. You want to be of service to the world. This is becoming part of the solution, and the highest way to get to the highest vibration as quickly as possible is to help other people who are truly, as we would deem or term it, less fortunate than ourselves. It's not about them and not about, well, they will never know that I made fun of them because they don't know me. It's because it's about you. And the final analysis, anyway, it's about you and your maker. You want to be of service to the world. Your deepest satisfaction comes from knowing that you have advanced the cause of humanity and moved out of vanity. Your ideals are of the highest order. Oh my God, your ideals are of the highest order. You're a perfectionist, rightfully so, because you want to do things in order, out of chaos. You strive to make the world a utopia, to make each person's lot in life better, to become perfect yourself. One of your challenges in life is to strive toward your lofty goals, those dreams of yours, and at the same time recognize the good you are doing. This all just fell into place. I just looked up etymology, word origins. I already created the presentation of problem to SOULution. You radiate with a dynamic and efficient energy. You appear controlled and capable. You value courage and effort in the face of difficulties. This is exactly what we're speaking about tonight. And these qualities show. Others can sense that you will not be pushed around. And so they can now choose to not be pushed around themselves by the system that they bought into, that has bound them as to why they're going down, 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 down into the cesspool. You should dress in a dignified and correct manner, caring for the details of your appearance. I just simply want to look good, not out of all this vanity, but I want to have an appearance about myself that I command attention, rightfully so. While you may spend most of your time in stead business, dress or suits, bright and cheerful colors will work well for you. I'm here to pop. I'm alive. I'm vibrant. I'm vivid. I'm here to bust it open. Kind of idea. Lucian name meaning. What makes it an interesting name? curiosity, altruism, helping others, impulsivity. The letter L of Lucian. L's are uncomprising but kind-hearted. You're a part of the SOULution. So can be persuaded with ease when a person shows up with the right arguments. You don't want to just argue for the sake of arguing. I want you to come in here and kick me in my pants when I think I know everything, and you say, "Sit down, Keith. The adults are speaking." I love that position because I love expanding and learning. Peter Coyle says, today, the 4th of November, 51 days ago, I know he's texting and it's not autocorrect. So let me get my feeling from it. Today, the 4th of November, 51 years ago. There he goes. 1971. I was born, and today I'm 51. You go, bro. So that's 5 and 1, which is 6, and 6 and 6 is 12. So that's Trinity, because 12, 1 and 2 is 3. Today I'm 51 years old, within the divine vessels of the earth, still sending love and happiness and kindness. And it's a beautiful day. You go, bro. So still under the letter L of Lucian. Just read that. So now we're going to under the letter U of Lucian. This letter conveys an aura of unity, you, and fellowship. People being together for the same purpose. Hence, center of light, foundation. Coming together consciously to change the world. In turn, we change ourselves. We change ourselves. In turn, we change the world. The letter U conveys an aura of unity and fellowship. People being together for the same purpose. Letter T. The T covers up a sentimental personality that is easily touched. You fall into that sensual space of wanting something so greatly that you're willing to die and lose everything to find yourself. That is the sentiment you want to be in. The letter T covers up a sentimental personality, the real you, that is easily touched if we allow it, depicting a person with a particularly emotional response as opposed to a realistic and fact-based reaction, which you talked about earlier. You want to be in feeling, not emotion. Feeling is consciousness. Emotion is responding from a particular thing, regardless of the circumstances. The letter I. The letter I resonates with the number 9, suggestive of a kind and gentle nature. I, my real self, I. Someone who abides by the law. What is law? We call it God. What are rules? What we have on earth. We call it law, but that's not law. That's rules. God is law itself. Therefore, it cannot be budged, fudged, or broken. Trying to swallow too many crackers of thinking otherwise, you will only be choking yourself into a level of unconsciousness, and you will find yourself in lots of trouble. The letter O and the word Lucian. Thinking bigger than anyone else is just one example of the golden rule that is held dearly by the O. The O, the circle, divinity, infinity, completion. The letter N, finally, under the word of Lucian. In etymology, word origin, N stands for, and we have one more letter, my bad. No, we don't. N stands for negatively. The influence of N introduces blaming others. Fat person, you homosexual, you racist slur, you politician, you. Thinking bigger than anyone else is one example, Negatively, the influence of N introduces blaming others as a protection. As I said earlier, somewhere in my past, someone did this to me. Now because you remind me of something I still have unhealed, I'm just going to project and spew it and vomit it and project all over you. You are my problem. negatively, and the influence of in introduces blaming others as a protection mechanism against personal mistakes. It's always you. You made the choice to incarnate into this life to where someone did or said something to you. Doesn't mean you have to tolerate it or condone it. It means you have to stand firmly in yourself to balance and right this aspect of yourself that is incarnated for such lesson to be completed. In case of life lessons and challenges, in the case of the name Lucian, since the first vowel is you, the life lesson touches upon this person making the best out of occasions to showcase their accomplishments. I am the solution. Whilst the life challenge has to do with refraining from such displays of emotions that causes tensions in the family. And they're rising. Well, one is really rising and the other is really sinking. But the situation is rising to the occasion. The massage or the abrasion. (2023) is all about getting right with baby Jesus. Ultimately, it's about getting right with yourself. How right do you feel? You chipping away at someone else's stone, thinking it will sculpt your David more preciously and beautiful, you are erroneously mistaken. Keith, I'm strong. Strong like bull. Good. Well, there's a bull coming that we never thought the size of a bull can ever possibly be. When you understand that, you will see that it's most important that you stay referenced in feeling the joy you have versus becoming unconscious and letting world unconsciousnesses and situations pull you into believing that it's real. Because you swim in that cesspool too long, you won't know how to get out of it. Ask yourself, honestly, in prayer and meditation, dear Lord, come in through me, as my life. Take over me. Help me become the SOULution. Help me to become conscious of where I am the problem. And such illumination gives all of us the idea and the opportunity to go, I see my real self now. And every time this unconscious dark aspect of judging, criticizing Nancy Pelosi's husband, Donald Trump, Biden, people who are overweight, people who don't look like you, people who don't have a lifestyle like you, you're asking for trouble, my friend. But by all means, I support you in painting your heaven, as you may call it, on earth. It's yours to choose. But know that when you jump on board the train that's moving to the unification prophecy, there will come a time when you no longer have to stress effort or work because you're in the current. It pulls you. It just as simply as falling into the unconscious nightmare. It will pull you in. And here's the difference between the two. Staying unconscious and getting eventually lost completely in it. You're going to always effort to stay above water so you can breathe the life breath of God. But when you join the SOULution, you can just idle. You can just sit on the raft as the river pushes you along. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. And all the incarnations and all of your days will have played out in ways you've always wanted. No more taxation, no more exhaustion, just elation. And it's going to take you to simply learn how to redirect your focus so you can never lose focus again. It's training. How do I do it, Keith? Contact me. Staying centered. Try this. Try being aware of your breath, every in-breath and out-breath that you take and or give. Die and or live. It takes years. Many, many years. So if God is breath and breath is life, instead of holding our breath because of past traumas, what can happen to us? What will happen to us? What does happen to us if our breath is always fluid? Because you're conscious. So much so that you don't have to work on being conscious. Now it's a natural part of your life. God is naturally a part of your life in the in and out breath of your soul. Versus stress, which we know scientifically, stress causes disease. It's not hard, nor has it ever been. We become hard on ourselves and we lost sight. And we fell out of SOULution so many eons ago and into plight, into part of the problem. If we choose not to decide, we have still made a choice. You are the power. You are the light. You are the voice. Speak, dear one. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, whether because they can't or won't, because they don't know how. Then you become part of the SOULution, part of the new constitution, the spiritual institution, the evolution, the resolution, and the revolution of God. That which is beyond the even or odd. I love you. Peace, love, and light.